Welcome back to Let Us Think. I am Carla Estell, and we'll be looking at another 3 logic problems today. Hope you did a lot of practicing last week. All right, we're going to start off with a pretty easy one about what we left off with last time. Notice, though, there are no rows of 4, so we have to look for a pair. And we see a pair right here. This time, a circle and a heart would be 7, which is half of your 14. So we'll put a little 7 right here to remind us that these two together are 7. Then you'll notice right here in this row, we have 3 hearts and 1 circle. So if these two are 7, these two will be 7. 7 from 9 leaves us with 2, so a heart must be worth 1. So we'll put the 1 up here by our heart. Now, once we know that a heart is 1, this row becomes very easy. You've got 1, 2, 3. Together it makes 5. That star must be 2. So we'll put the 2 by the star. Now that we know the star, that we could either do this row of circles. Yes, we'll do this row of circles. So the 2 stars make 4. 16, take away 4 leaves you with 12. So your circles together make a 12. 1 circle is 6. And we can check it right here. A circle plus a heart equaled the 7. All right, what do we need? We need our squares. This is looking a whole lot like the last one we did last time. These two equal 2. 10, our squares are 5. And there you have it. We've done our first logic problem. All right, here's our second logic problem for today. And I'm going to try to go a little bit slower this time. But you go ahead and pause this and try to work it out yourself, and then we'll see what we've got. All right, as we look over it, again, you'll notice there are no 4 in a rows. So let's look for those pairs. Do we see a pair? I see a pair right over here, a square and a heart, and a square on the heart. And the 4 of them make 16, so 2 of them are going to be 8. Let's put an 8 right here between them to remind us. Square and a heart is going to equal 8. Does that help us anywhere? No. And are there any other pairs? I don't see any. Do you? So let's look at it this way. We know a square and a heart is 8. Do we see any more squares and hearts? Right here. So if these two are 8, we can take that away. 13 take away 8 leaves us with 5. So we know that a star and a circle together make 5. Let's see if that helps us any. That's going to help us though, and here's why. It's going to be a little bit trickier, a little bit more steps. But this star and circle equals 5. 5 from this would give us a 7. That means these two right here are 7, which means a square and a star over here is a 7. Let's put the 7 up here between them. If these two are 7, we can take away 7 from here, from 15, and get 8. Cut those 2 stars in half, and we just found out that a star equals 4. All right, were you able to follow that? That was quite a few steps. Right, so all that work just to find out our star equals 4. But that helps us because a star and a circle is 5. So we know that circle must equal 1. So let's put the 1 by the circle. Now let's see what that helps us find out. We're looking for circles. 2 circles gives us a 10. That means our hearts must be 5. Hearts are 5. And over here, if our heart is 5, a heart and a square together make 8. That square must be 3. And there we have the logic problem finished. Now, let's check this one because we had lots of steps at the beginning. Let's make sure we have it right. Let's find any row we want. Let's add this row and see if it equals 9. We'd have a 4 plus a 3 is 7, 8, 9. And it does. And just to make certain, let's look at this row right here. 3 squares is a 9. 1 more makes a 10. This one you'll notice is going to be a little bit harder because we're getting into some higher numbers for sums. But it won't be that bad. But let's look over it again. And again, we do not have 4 in a row. That is on purpose to make these a little bit harder. But we do have pairs. And right here we see that a circle and a square are going to make 5 because all 4 of them make a 10. So let's put our 5 right here to remind us a circle and a square are 5. And here we have 2 squares and 2 stars making 22. So a square and a star is going to equal 11. All right, so we will put a little 11 right here by the square and the star. Let's see if we see any other pairs. I do not. So let's start using what we have here. A circle and a square and a star. Right here, we have a square and a star. And a square and a star equals 11. If we take away 11, we'll be left with 6. These 2 circles make 6. 1 circle makes 3. So we can put our 3 by the circle. All right, and now that we know that circles are 3, looking here at a circle and a square make 5. That square is a 2. So let's put the 2 up by the square. Do you see what's easy to get now? Now that we know squares are 2, what are we going to look for? Let's look for a row with lots of squares. Look at this row right here. We have 1, 2, 3 squares. 3 times 2 is 6. And 10 take away 6 is 4. That means that heart is 4. So we will put the 4 up by the heart. And all we have left is this star. And right here we saw that a star and a square is 11. And the square is worth 2. So that star is worth 9. And that star is where our larger numbers are coming from. All right, let's check it. Let's pick a column. Let's go right here. Star and star would be 18, 19, 20, and the circle is 3, 23. There you go. Now, there's no reason when you're first doing this, if it takes you a lot longer and you're going a little bit slower, don't worry about it. The thing is being able to do it and get it done. All right, we're going to do one final logic problem. Go ahead and pause the camera for a minute, try to solve it on your own, and then we'll solve it together. All right, let's see if you got it right. We're going to look over here and we are looking for pairs. And right away, I see one right here. 2 circles, 2 squares is 18. So a circle and a square is 9. Let's put the little 9 right up between them to remind us. Now, if you have your puzzles in a protective sleeve and you're using a marker, I would just circle these 2 and put a 9. And circle these 2 and put a 9. All right, let's see. Do we see any other pairs? Yes, right here we have a pair. Together they make 26. That means these two are going to be 13. Do you see a circle and a heart anywhere? And it leaves twins if we take them away? I see them right here. A circle and a heart, if we take them away, will leave us with 2 squares. Circle and a heart is 13. If we take 19, take away 13, we're left with 6. That means 2 squares equals 6. 1 square equals, that's right, it equals 3. We found our first shape is 3. Once we know that, we can get the circle, because a square and a circle equal 9. So that circle is a 6. So let's put a 6 by our circle. Once we know the circle, we can get the heart. If the circle is 6, the heart must be, you're right, it's a 7. Because 6 plus 7 make 13. All we're left with now is this star. Let's look and see where we see lots of stars. Right here is a row of stars with just 1 circle. And we know that that circle is 6. So if we take that away, we take 6 from 12, it leaves us with 6. 3 times what gives us 6? 3 times 2. So that star equals 2.